She said it casually, like she was asking about the weather. We were sitting at the small kitchen table, the one we bought together because it fit the apartment perfectly and made us feel like adults. Wedding invitations were stacked near the sink, deposits paid, date set. Our life already felt decided. "There's something I need to ask you," she said, not looking up. I waited. I had learned that silence usually made people reveal more than questions ever could. She finally met my eyes. "I want one final night with my ex. Before we get married. Just closure." The word hung between us, heavy and cleanly packaged like it had been rehearsed. Closure. Not desire. Not regret. Closure. A word meant to sound reasonable, even mature. My chest tightened, but my face stayed still. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't ask her why. I didn't ask if she still loved him. I didn't ask what that night would look like, or where it would happen, or how I was supposed to forget it afterward. I just nodded. She blinked. "You're okay with it?" "Yes," I said. My voice surprised even me. Calm, almost gentle. Relief flooded her face. She reached across the table and squeezed my hand, like I had just passed some important test. "Thank you for understanding," she said. "This means everything to me." That was the moment something inside me went quiet. Not angry, not broken, just done. She left the next evening with a small overnight bag, moving through the apartment with a lightness I hadn't seen in months. She kissed my cheek at the door. "I'll call you tomorrow," she said. "Then it's just us. A clean start." I watched her walk away, listening to her footsteps fade down the hallway. I didn't sit on the couch wondering what they were doing. I didn't pace. I didn't check my phone. I went into the bedroom and opened the closet. I packed only what mattered. Clothes I bought myself. Documents. The watch my father gave me. I ignored anything that belonged to us. I left the engagement ring on the dresser, exactly where she'd see it first. By midnight, the apartment looked untouched, like I'd never really lived there at all. I turned off the lights and closed the door behind me. I didn't disappear out of spite. I disappeared because something fundamental had been revealed. She hadn't asked for permission to cheat. She'd asked me to participate in my own erasure, to smile while she proved one last time that my place in her life was conditional. Some men would have argued. Some would have begged. Some would have convinced themselves that love meant swallowing humiliation. I chose clarity. The next morning, she called. I let it ring. Then again, and again. By the afternoon, the messages started. Confused at first, then irritated, then panicked. She said there must be a misunderstanding. She said I was overreacting. She said it was only one night, and that I'd promised. She was right about one thing. I had said yes. What she didn't understand was that my yes wasn't consent. It was confirmation. Confirmation that the man she thought she was marrying no longer existed. I stayed with friend for a while. I changed my number. I notified my employer and quietly requested a transfer I'd been putting off for years. I spoke to a lawyer and followed instructions without drama. There was no confrontation because there was nothing left to negotiate. Weeks later, I heard she was telling people her side of the story, that I was insecure, controlling, emotionally fragile, that I'd vanished instead of communicating like an adult. I didn't correct her. Men who explain themselves to people committed to misunderstanding them lose twice. Sometimes I imagine her coming home that night, keys in hand, ready to start our clean future. I imagine her walking into the bedroom, seeing the ring, the empty closet, the silence. That silence was the only honest thing I left her. Love isn't proven by what you tolerate. It's proven by what you refuse to accept. And the moment she asked for one final night with her past, she told me exactly where I stood. I believed her, and I chose to leave before she could ask me to pretend otherwise. People often ask what happened to the wedding. I tell them plans change. They assume something explosive occurred, a fight, a confession, a betrayal discovered too late. The truth is quieter than that. Nothing happened suddenly. Everything happened clearly. And clarity, once it arrives, doesn't argue. It simply moves forward without asking permission. That's the part no one warns you about. Peace doesn't announce itself. It just replaces the noise you finally refused. And stays. Forever. Quietly.